Hello everybody and welcome back to the PRA GT Super Series. I'm here, your host, AY, on my own tonight. So tonight we are in the season finale for the first season of the Super GT Series. Our schedule for tonight, we're starting off here at Suzuka as the guys are getting out there to go and start their qualifying. They'll have 15 minutes to set their best time. So, as I said, we're going into tonight, season finale. Big stakes for points, but right now Burnout is pretty much running away with it. As we will now hop on board. Burnout is not on the track yet. Here he is in this beautiful number 93. Looking great out there. Thanks to our officials and hosts again, Trent, as well as Wolfpack. Unsure if he is in the server yet or not. Yeah, this is an exciting event. GT7, a lot going on. Very exciting future. Right now, through this first season of the Super GT Series, these guys have run it really, really well, I'd say. So, drivers to watch out for as well, other than Burnout, is Luke Man. Here in the number 1, block number 1, looking all beautiful. He is second in points right now. Still technically with a shot to catch Burnout, but it would take a catastrophe for him to get first. So he's still trying to hang on to second. He himself has got a very comfortable lead to Trent in third. Those top 3 guys, I say there's a lot up at stake, but I think the top 3 guys pretty much have themselves locked in for points. It's currently Burnout in first, Luke in second, Trent in third. Next behind him is Pocono. 5th is Lysis, and 6th is, as I mentioned, our other official, Wolfpack. Say, Lysis, Wolfpack, and Hyper are all within a shout for that last position in the top 5. That's going to be an interesting position to see how they fight over that. They are like 4 points, 4 points separated between the 3 of them for 5th place. Trent sets an early, fast time, just trying to get around these wet conditions here at Suzuka. Suzuka's a very tricky track, especially in the wet. Getting the S's, of course, the iconic S's here, it's tough to get them just right, frustrating even, but just a great track here in general. Glad to be here for the season finale. Our second track will honestly be even more fun. The Slipstream Fest, that is the high-speed ring. That'll be awesome to see. So as we sit back and take a gander at these guys in their 15 minutes of qualifying, I will catch y'all towards the end of qualifying. So to clear some of the dead air during the middle of this qualifying session, as Burnout does set the fastest lap at a 2:16, we will go ahead and head in for our first driver listen of the night. We will go in for quite a few, bouncing back and forth between the driver chat and just here with me on commentary, as I do not have a commentary partner. I can only do so much to fill the silence, so I will go ahead and keep it interesting for the rest of this qualifying session until the end and throw us into the driver chat so y'all can hear their thoughts during the race here to get their best lap.
Howdy, AY.
Dude, someone's get rowdy in the rain.
Wow, your guys are track control.
Apparently.
One like little stripe on your car is a green symbol.
What kind of strap we talking about?
It's on the side of your car. It's green symbol.
There's also some green on the front too.
Yeah.
Hey, it's whatever Tim painted. This is his scheme. I like it though. It makes it different.
Fair enough.
It makes it here kind of bad because when that terminal kicks in, you're just, you know, you're all over the place.
Ooh, all you know, that was a good lap.
Yes, it was.
What?
I'm watching football.
Nice. Oh, are the Patriots on?
Just got touchdown.
Nice.
Brian Horde and Traquan Thornton.
I think it's starting to slow down the rain.
God, I hope so. It probably will.
I think the condition is mirrored from the practice to the rain. Or practice to the race, I should say, not rain.
Yeah. I assume we're going to be a little bit lenient on caution. We're not going to call everyone spin.
Yeah, I think in the rain, you know, if the rain is excessive, I think we'll bring it up to a 2-tally system. But, I mean, you know, as it states, no tallies on the first lap, and, oh, that was a, ooh, wow.
I think that's why I was trying to pass you, because I knew I was 8/10 up that last sector, so I was like, oh, I didn't get this.
I'm just going with
track started drying a little bit. Oh,
There's actually a racing line on it.
Thank you, Luke. I don't know if you're slowing down for me or not.
Yeah, I saw a car coming. I was like, I should probably not get in that car's way.
It didn't matter. I fucked up.
Oh, good job. I tried to help. Yeah, look at that. There's
It's
actually
a thought that counts.
No wonder you guys got faster laps.
but they're still waiting on the radar.
Yeah, the radar is still. This feels a lot better now. Even in that racing line.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm not gonna get a lap. Lights those now.
I was just right behind you there, Hyper.
Oh, that was good.
Oh my gosh!
Nice
Right
lap.
behind me.
Oh, that might be the kicker.
You got enough time to do it.
How much time we got?
I got like 2 minutes, less than a minute.
I might get one lap. You'll get the lines out. Start better than 6th.
Somebody might beat that lap, but we'll see.
Fucking 14 seconds slower. That's how a dry surface makes such a big difference.
Well, towards the end of qualifying,
Really get one line up. Heavy limits.
at the final one. That took me a few tries, but I got it on gold.
Alright guys, qualifying is over. I screwed up my lap time trying to turn off the timer.
So I can finish this lap here.
Uh-oh. Oh, hi Justin. Whoa!
Fuck! I lost it all.
No, fuck. Oh, that was a good lap.
That could have been such a better lap if I didn't mess up that last corner. Alright. Look where you starting at.
I have to slow my line.
I'm sure he'll be up there in the top 3.
I was going to push like a 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think the map's broken now.
Looks like it.
All because I had to turn my timer off. I'm going to be starting in 6th or worse.
I fucked up one corner, otherwise I would have that long sweep, the sweeping one before that straightaway, that on the backside.
Well, there you have it, guys. The end of qualifying. Burnout is going to take the pole after everyone had a really rough go of it with the rain and everything. But you saw the lap times just big chunks come down as the rain started to go away and a dry patch on the track started forming with the racing line, as guys were able to take that. More grip, more speed, less fear of losing the car in a puddle or a wet track. So guys were able to put up much faster times than the start of qualifying, where it was just an absolute downpour. So, going to be exciting into this race. Or exciting start to this race, I should say. Burnout on pole, Luke on the front line with him. All You Know putting up a banger lap as well, up in third. Hyper looking to continue the momentum this week, up in fourth. Lysos held the pole for a little bit, but it's going to fall down to fifth. Trent, same, but down in sixth. As I said, that's the big thing of those guys getting laps in at the very end. That was the key difference, as you heard them talking about in driver chat, all of them wanting that one last lap, but one last dry lap to get a lap in and best their time. And guys who weren't able to capitalize on that, some guys spun out down at towards the end of the track at the spoon curve, just running it wide all the way out into the gravel. Unfortunate for them, Trent as well trying to stop the timer as the lobby host with their 15-minute qualifying. But now we're going to have them headed into the main. Here we go, about to go green. Here, well, we're going to take our pace lap first. Always get ahead of myself. Get too excited. Look, getting ready for this race. As we have the pack here, it's still pouring down rain yet again for the start of this race. So we're going to see how the guys are going to fare with this. And as we get our starting lineup adjusted and in order. So the battle to watch here, though points might not matter too much anymore, unless something catastrophic happens to Burnout. Burnout, our points leader, looking to come in for a championship. Luke Man in second place at the championship, second place on the qualifying grid. Looking to see who can take advantage in these last two races. Tell you what, I don't think Burnout is completely out of the woods yet. I'm sure he could put in a great performance, and that will pretty much seal the deal for his championship. But especially with the wet conditions here, I think anything can happen. Burnout is one of the best in this league, though, right now at just keeping the car under control in really windy conditions. So if there's anyone to take advantage of the clean air here with no drivers around him just in the wet, if he can get a good start, I think Burnout, safe to say he should win this race, barring any shenanigans on cautions. So, as you might have heard Trent say as well before the race, it looks like we may be running 2 tallies per caution. So, in our league, we typically run a tally system. Here in the Super GT series, we've typically only been running 1 tally for a caution. So what is a tally? A tally is a wreck with one or more drivers that would bring out a caution. So now, especially with this rainy conditions, they don't want to have 20 caution laps. If someone spins out on their own, they're likely either are not going to call a caution, or you may see one tally come out of 2 tallies, and then once another guy spins out, then they'll call out the caution. Just so there's no half the race under yellow flags. Want some entertaining action here tonight. So everyone who may be new watching the PRA or our Super GT series, that is the explanation of that. As we are looking to finish around our pace lap, around toward the back stretch of the track. Got the Ferris wheel in view, right through 130R. Tell you what, some guys running wide through there towards the final chicane. You bet on it. Just bet on it. You're gonna hit on it. As they're gonna double up here, Burnout up front, Luke in second, All You Know in third, Hyper in fourth. Hyper looking for back-to-back wins. As we... Okay. Thank you, cameras. As we are about to be green here at this rain-soaked Suzuka circuit, and we're off. Burnout, Luke gets the better jump, but Burnout has the inside line. Looking behind them, someone's slipping out in the first turn. Let's see if Luke can stick it around the outside on Burnout. Very bold, but he's hitting those puddles, might take him off the track, but no, he's still going to hold it. Into the S's as Burnout gets taken out by Luke in the first lap. Oh no! What happened here is into the curves. That is not what Burnout wants at all. And another thing about our caution system is no cautions in the first lap, so that's just a super unfortunate break for Burnout. If that has any championship implications later on, I'm sure there's going to be some words about it after the race. But now Luke looks to take off from the rest of the pack, and Burnout is going to have a lot of work to do to track Luke back down, working through the whole pack. He is in 9th place of 9, looking to make some moves on Trent and Wolfpack to start off with. As I said, Burnout is probably the best at keeping the car under grips, so the rest of these guys may be struggling. He's probably going to take advantage of that, as he does get past Wolfpack now. So I think really the thing to watch this race, as someone goes off up there, I believe it is Lysos. It is Lysos. Trent may be able to take advantage of that slip up too. So again, it's hard to keep this car straight in the rain. I mean, I'm sure we all know it well, how tough driving in wet conditions can be. As Justin lags out of the server, unfortunately. Burnout looking to catch Lysis and Trent now. Again, the puddles here on GT7 can get so heavy that it really does make an impact on your car, the weather conditions and everything. It's not like... I mean, it does act like a sim racer, of course. So we will take a look back up front. Because Hyper sends it in too deep into the chicane. Luke looks very comfy up front, but All You Know is looking to pounce on Hyper's mistake. Hyper, love to see him up in second though. Great to see him back up here after his momentum from last week. But All You Know has been very solid through the practice and qualifying. So he's looking to make that move on Hyper coming up soon, waiting for that mistake to come out here on lap 3 of 20 at Suzuka. Pocono behind, waiting for one of these two guys to slip up. This is really just going to be a waiting game to see who messes up first. Lysa seems to have another spin up into the first turn. Going to put him back to the back of the pack. Burnout still trying to make his way through. Slow but steady. And now as we're starting to single file out Luke, let's check out Luke. Luke is way far ahead. He loses the back end a little bit, but great save. Luke is just another amazing driver. Keeps just so fast and keeps the car steady. That being said, he sends it in deep a little bit there. Running a purple lap though. In the hairpin. trying to keep her steady. There we go. Looking behind him, Hyper just making out the hairpin, loses a little bit, all you know, trying to get the better run, but he does not. Most of these guys just trying to work through this track, hoping the weather will calm down just a bit. But as of right now, we're not seeing any of that. As Luke spins in the spoon. That's a tongue twister if you have to say it too many times. Trying to keep balance, but that puts Hyper right back in striking distance. Luke still holds the lead, and he had such a major advantage on the rest of the guys. He was so far ahead already. But now that puts Hyper back in striking distance. So Luke definitely has to watch out. Speaking of Hyper, the 130R, all you know as well. Hyper has put a little bit of a gap in all you know, not too much, but a little bit, noticeable. As really with these top three guys, it's just who can keep control of the car. I sound like I'm repeating myself, because I am, because it's the truth. As Hyper does set down the fastest lap of the race so far, again, just like qualifying, we're going to see these laps come down as the rain will eventually start to go away. As Luke does send it in hard in the first turn. Hyper's looking to take advantage, and Hyper into the lead as Luke spins! Luke spins out at the middle of the first turn. And it seems like someone else may have spun out as well. I think that is Pocono. Yes, it is Pocono. Luke really having issues now. He falls down to 5th after that, and he's still... just the tires are not cooperating with him, and the car just in general, he's having a lot of issues right now. Unfortunate to see with him as Burnout's low and he's back up as Trent spins around again. Not Trent, Pocono. But we may see a caution come out at the end of this lap. I'm not sure, but now Hyper holds the lead again for back-to-back races. Hyper is up here in the lead. Looking really comfortable, too. If all you know right behind him, though. Trying to trail him down. These two have kind of found a gap from them and the rest of the pack is Burnout. Back up into 3rd after his unfortunate spin on the first lap. Just some slight contact with Luke. Luke's fallen all the way down to 7th now. I'm not sure what's going on there. Just... maybe once he lost it, he couldn't get control back. He's having issues all of a sudden. But Burnout has turned his fortunes around, and with a caution, that puts him right back into the mix for the race win. Right there on the 2nd row. Burnout's not in too bad a position here, neither is Trent. As said, if the caution comes out here, this would be massive for these two guys. And even if it doesn't come out this lap, I'm sure we've still got 15 laps left. It will come out at some point, I am sure. As these guys make it through the final chicane. Pocono still having issues. Luke as well. Both of these guys falling back towards pretty far behind the pack. But it looks like we will be going under caution here. So Hyper slowing up for the rest of the pack. This will give guys an opportunity to decide if they want to go ahead and pit now or wait for their planned pit window to open. It's going to be interesting as they're definitely going to have to take a pit mid-race around lap 10 to 13. So some guys, they're still going to want to go for the one stop, but they may see this as an opportunity to go ahead and get it out of the way and hope they can hold on to the end of the race. Hope maybe they may have to go for a 2-stop, hoping another caution comes out mid-race. This is going to be a real interesting turning point of the race to see who does what, especially as they know the track is drying up a little bit. Still raining, but a lot lighter in the track. There will be more dry spots on the track as they make their way around more. As waiting for Luke and Pocono to make their way back to the pack. And we'll probably go around one time more. Go around one more time to see, with the pits open, if anyone takes that. And to see exactly what these guys are thinking coming up on towards the end of this lap into the pit window, we will yet again hop in with our drivers to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, I see. You're right in front of me.
Not me.
Yeah, so this is interesting.
Go back in.
I don't know if it might be like something in their servers or what, but
I mean, the servers have been funky ever since the week with Spa, so 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
Well, these servers were solid for a couple months, then they screwed it up.
Yeah.
Alright guys, pit road is open this time.
Jesus.
Gosh, I don't know what to take.
I know what I'm doing.
That's a lot of people that got on medium there.
Yeah, Luke, what are you on?
Corey's on hards.
I went on a hard tire.
Oh, you're playing the long game.
Yeah, I don't trust how those tires are going to be, so.
Oh, we're going over here, guys.
Yeah, I think I'll take that scenic road as well.
I'm just chilling on some intermediums.
Yeah, it chose intermediums too.
It might be the better call right away.
Right away, yeah.
So from some very interesting decisions from the drivers, you heard from them as well. Not quite sure what to do, where to go with decisions. Burnout, very interesting from him, is going to play the long game, as they said. He's going with the hard tire. So that pretty much shows his intent that he may not, as I said, one of the options, may not take another pit. Try to run it to the end on the hard tires. Save fuel a little bit, try to skip a pit stop. A lot of guys going on medium tires, hoping this track will dry up in soon enough time to where the slick tires are the better choice than the wets or intermediates. Some guys also switching from the wets to the intermediates. Still wet tires, just more suited to light rain. So of course the track is still damp right now. But the guys who went with intermediate tires may regret that decision by the end of the race. As well as you may see some very interesting lines from the drivers. The guys on slick tires may take the true racing line as it dries up, whereas the guys on intermediate tires, to keep those tires cool, will be taking more off the racing lines in order to stay in the wet parts of the track, so the intermediates don't completely give out on them. Puts three different strategies at play, as I predicted before the pit window. It's going to be I do think it is an interesting choice that every single driver came in that lap. I do think that's a very fascinating thing to see, considering I honestly was expecting at least one or two guys to risk staying out with the track still being this wet, hoping for another caution later on the line so they'd have fresh slicks once the track is dried up. But as we're having a little bit of a hard time getting through the chicane, for this restart. I can't blame them. Remember, a lot of these guys are on slick tires, and the track is still wet. So, I can't blame these guys for getting a little turned around there. Great job again by Trent getting everyone back lined up before the finish line to get everyone going yet again. As we are green, and a horrible start. This may be a full restart, depending on how they see it. No, some guys just got very unlucky. Again, slick tires, trying to put too much power down, gonna cause you to oversteer big time, spin out, and that's what seemed to have happened to Wolfpack. So it looks like it may just have been him caught up with. Burnout did get caught up into it too, because he's the first guy I saw spin. So unfortunate for Burnout. Second restart in a row where Burnout's been thrown right to the back of the pack. So yet again, deja vu, he's going to find his way to work back up the field. Loving to see Luke off into the gravel, his championship competitor, the closest one to him at least, the only one with a statistical shot at the trophy other than him. But as long as he finishes ahead of Luke this race, I do not see a way that he would lose it now. As we do have a fight for the lead, Trent, the big benefactor of the restart, now fighting for the lead with Hyper. Still up here, he taps Hyper a little bit. They get into it, down into the spoon. This corner right here seems to be the one giving the guys the most trouble, as I've noticed in qualifying and in the race. Hyper is able to hold on from Trent. Great job from him, as he is really settling in. Again, just running through the momentum presented after last week. So as we see now, this dry line developing on the track as the rain has gone away, and now these cars can knock that rain right off the track, and these slicks really become the best tire to be on right now. Proven by Hyper's fastest lap just now to 2:04.2. 15 seconds faster than his previous fastest time. But he does run wide out of the first turn. Trent's going to look to take advantage of that into the S's, and he does. All you know gets past him as well. Unfortunate for Hyper there. Pocono and Burnout right on his tail too. Just one slip up in the S's, sending it a little too hard, and that will cost you a lot as it has Hyper. So Trent takes the lead. All you know starts in the second. Pocono in third. Burnout does get that position on Hyper. Hyper now in fifth. Tire's going to be a little scuffed up now, so potential he will continue to have issues, but let's see how he holds on. As Burnout spins into the corner, Lysos gets past him. So that's probably the first self-inflicted wound for Burnout, unfortunately for him. So that means Pocono's going to slop in third, and Hyper's going to make his way back up to fourth. Lysos, slow exit from Hyper out of the hairpin. Lysos takes advantage, gets the fourth position. Trent now taking commanding lead. Wolfpack runs wide out of the spoon corner. Luke takes that position. He's going to run wide in the second half of the corner. So, a lot of struggles back there. Burnout back in sixth. Right now, he's not going to be too happy with where he's at right now. But overall, with the championship standings, I don't think he can be too mad. Hyper can be disappointed where he is right now in fifth, hoping to build the momentum after last week. Though also after last week, I'm sure he's not going to be too mad either, since he's glad he finally broke the ice, got that win for PRA. Hoping to make it a trend though, as we've got a battle for second now shaping up. 3 cars here in striking distance. Pocono right on All You Know's tail. Lysos looking to get in there as Pocono runs it wide a little bit in the middle of the S's. This whole corner is one lane you gotta get right, and now Lysos gets run wide with it. Collects Hyper a little bit. Hyper gets past. So 3rd through 5th kind of shuffling themselves around, trying to catch the top 2. And it looks like Trent made an error up here as well. As we head into the hairpin. Pocono runs wide a little bit, quite a lot. Hyper and Lysos both take advantage of that, as we're now on board with Lysos, looking to chase down Hyper. Hyper in the top 3 now, back in this podium position, really hoping to make it stick. As All You Know having a little issues, running wide. These guys make it through pretty smoothly. Trent taking that deep inside line, trying to find the best parts of the track to be on. Hyper does get around All You Know with the toe and suit and possibly different tires, I am not sure. But as Lysos hits in the back of All You Know, different braking points there. All You Know still hangs in here, though he does not lose control of the car, but Lysos does take the position. Hyper now up into 2nd. Great job from him. Lysos in 3rd. All You Know in 4th. We've got a battle for 5th as Pocono and Burnout are fighting over the 5th spot. Burnout's going to get the run out of the final corner on Pocono to take the lead into lap 10. Well, take 5th position into lap 10. Currently, we've got a pretty even spread between 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, but it really just takes one slip up for that gap to go away, as Burnout's now looking to get the edge on All You Know coming out of the S's. Doesn't even need to do it coming out of the S's, as All You Know has a little bit of a poor line through the corners there. Burnout takes 4th place. Hyper chasing down Trent. This definitely amazing to see, as he's going to take advantage as Trent is wide a little bit, and Hyper is in the lead of the Suzuka race for the Super GT Series. Trent's looking to get back into the action, though. Lysos in striking distance, too. Lysos with a 2-for-1 special into the lead. Trent gets past Hyper as well through the corner. Trent's going to look to strike back. Wow, what a move from Lysos in the hairpin. Both Trent trying to chase down Hyper, runs both of them a little bit wide, so Lysos is able to sneak under as Hyper gets through Trent yet again. Burnout looking to take advantage onto the straight. Now this is some racing, guys. Burnout back into the podium. Hyper in 2nd, and Lysos looking to hold on to the lead through 130R. Let's see if everyone takes it clean. Hyper does not, leaving the door open for Burnout to get the inside into the chicane. Who's going to hold on to the position? It will be Burnout. Trent, well, no! Burnout loses it at the end of the corner, and he falls back to 4th. Couldn't keep the power down, lost the back end. Trent now looking for the wet line down at the bottom of the track, hoping to get his car, keep his car a little stable. That gives Hyper the door wide open to keep 2nd place. As we now head back into the S's. Again, this is 20 times of having to get this corner, this series of corners absolutely perfect, or you're going to give the guy behind you an opportunity to strike. That opportunity to strike for Burnout maybe now, as he's looking to make it too wide towards the end of the S's with Trent. Gets run wide a little bit, as he's going to have to save phase and fight for another day, as ran out of room on the track. Back into 4th place, Trent holds on to the podium. Loses the back end a little bit. Burnout is going to want to take advantage of that, as under the bridge and through Burnout goes into the hairpin. Let's see if Trent tries to strike back here. I'm sure he maybe wanted to, but Burnout doesn't let it happen. Gets the better run out of the corner, too. Let's check in with the back of the pack real quick. Wolfpack in 6th. Pocono having a lot of issues in the rain in 7th. And our second place point standing driver, Luke, takes the position from him all the way back in 7th. Right now, really his only hope would be a caution to come out, but he's really having issues this first race. Probably, potentially packing up shop and waiting for race 2 at the high-speed ring. As Lysos makes it through the final chicane with a 6-second gap on second place, Hyper. Lysos, pretty big lead here for him, as he sets down the fastest lap with a 1:55.7. Pretty big gaps now forming between the top 5 drivers. Pretty consistent 2 to 5 seconds between each. So, as long as these guys can keep it comfortable, they're not worrying about having to fight anyone. They're just having to fight the track. Coming into the later stages of the race, Pocono is going to pit off of the intermediates. That may be why these guys may have been having issues, because of the tire choice. As I mentioned earlier, the guys who went on to intermediates now seeing the downside of that decision, as it was a good short-term decision, but anyone who's trying to last with that isn't going to make it too long, because this track is now dried out, and the guys running mediums and hards are going to be an advantage. Burnout, remember, is on the hard tire, trying to make them last the rest of the race. So if these two front guys may have to pit, Burnout can take advantage of that, as he, regardless, is making ground on Hyper. The hard tire's holding on longer than the mediums will. As we see Burnout try to chase down Hyper, setting a purple lap through 130R into the final chicane. We will once again head into the driver's chat and see what they've got to say. Hyper, 1 second, Hyper does send it deep into the chicane. Burnout makes it pretty easy work of him into second place. So now Burnout tasked with chasing down Lysis. He is faster right now, setting down the fastest lap with 1:53.5. Lysis has run a 1:55.7, but let's see if he can run that consistently. Even still, a 1:55.7 compared to 1:53.5. Burnout right now is running about 3-4 seconds faster than Lysis, and it is currently a 4-second gap, so you could see Burnout catch Lysis within the next few laps. All you know, now pitting off of the intermediates and onto the medium tire. Lysis holding a pretty comfortable lead, though. Burnout, I say, has got some work to do to catch Lysis, but it's not an easy work, that's for sure. Not going to be a small task to catch Lysis. And setting down a purple lap again, though. Burnout's going to be hunting for that race win. Hyper looking to survive in third, as he's got Burnout has taken off from him. He knows he probably can't keep up with Burnout right now. But he's got a 15-second gap ahead to the rest of the pack, as they are just now coming under the bridge into the hairpin, as he is looking to get to the spoon curve, as Burnout really working into that gap from Lysis. As now we will head in to hear what the drivers have to say here on lap 13 of 20 at the Suzuka circuit.
Very interesting, because the inters were great at the start. Now I'm feeling it. I got like 40% tire left on my left rear, and I know I will not make it to the end, so I have to get tires at some point.
I guess the one time I do that Ferrari strategy, it actually pays off.
My grip is gone.
I followed you. Did I hit you? Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't hit you there.
Tim, we're both seeing a very familiar fate here. Oh no.
You guys just wreck each other?
No, I took myself out.
As long as you guys get on sideways back there. When just caution cut off?
End of 17.
Oh, I saw a speck of rain from the top left corner.
Oh no. Wow, my intercall didn't work!
That might not be much though. Not from what it's looking.
So, Corey, let me know when you cross the start-finish line, because that'll be caution cutoff.
Yes, sir. Someone park it in the one of the corners over there.
Looks like it.
You didn't let me know, but no more cautions.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I was checking my fuel and I'm trying to save some. And plus there's more rain on the top map.
Oh no.
I may look like I'm on a Sunday cruise, but I'm really not. I'm multitasking here.
As we are back in the booth, ready to call these last three laps here at Suzuka under green. Burnout with a very commanding lead, but you heard it from the man himself. Being out here on your own doesn't mean it's just over. It doesn't mean you don't have anything to do. You still got to keep it on track for 3 more laps and keep her going. Lice is second, as well as Hyper in third and Wolfpack in fifth. All of them ran wide in that spoon curve. As we have the rain back down now, a lot of the guys in the slicks are going to be feeling the pain. I think everyone may be on slicks now. So these guys may just have to manage for the rest of the race, as it looks like it's coming down really hard around the hairpin area. I think that's what, or at least on certain parts of the track. We're getting some downpours coming now, but seems like we're late enough into the race to where these guys should be able to hold on before the bad weather comes back on the track. Burnout, 17-second lead. What a performance from him. Started the race with 2 spin outs on the race start and the restart. Lysis doing a good job holding second. 19-second gap to Hyper behind him. Looks like he may have had an issue in the swoon curve. But Lysis holding strong, looking to come back clean for the last 2 laps of the race. Hyper in third, still wanting to hold his podium. Last week got his first race win, looking to keep the momentum going. He was in the lead, had a little bit of issues with the car, but still looking to bring her home in third. All you know, not too far behind though, he is looking to catch him up as we're getting some more downpour here. All you know is going to switch tires this late. We heard some guys talk about the fact that they wouldn't make it to the end on fuel or whatnot, so you may see a lot of cars, we are going to see a lot of cars pitting on these last couple laps, simply because maybe new tires or their fuel was not going to make it to the end of the race anyway. So this is going to be a very interesting race finish to see if the guys who decide to stay out on split tires are going to make the right decision, or the grip of the wet tires are going to come in effect. It might just be too little too late to make that switch though. It's going to be very fascinating to see how this turns out. It's all you know in Wolfpack are the guys who have made the decision to switch tires. Again, as Trent does run wide, still on slick tires after making the switch with his gamble on intermediates. Switched off them a little too soon, as now they would have probably come in handy now. Wolfpack gets the spot on Trent. So it looks like if this is really pouring down to all you know, tires still need to cool off. He had issues coming into the turn. I'm going to have to reset even. He is finding no grip whatsoever, even though he is one of the guys who just made the switch on tires. Luke looking to keep her straight on slicks. So is all of the top four. You see how slow these guys are going. Turtle's pace. Not able to put any power down. So this is a very fascinating end of the race, as it seems like neither slicks nor wet tires were the right choice, as Burnout is now looking to just lift the car home on the last lap. As I mentioned, did end up going with the one stop. Lysis is going to join him in that, as he is going to come around for the final lap. At this point, if you're Hyper, you have a 30-second gap behind you, so you may come in for tires just to get the lap time, but no. Well, I guess you're not going to get a fastest lap in the rain anyway, so he's just going to take his 30-second advantage to hold on to the race lead. Burnout makes his way through the bridge. As you see, he is letting off a lot of power. So is Lysis. The S's are hard enough in good conditions. Now, in bad conditions on the wrong tire, this is pretty much the racing definition of torture. Hyper looking to hold on to third. These guys in the podium, as long as they don't completely lose it with this weather, are going to be coming home 1, 2, 3. All you know, did make the switch to the rain tires, so maybe he could... Oh, he does run wide at the first turn, though. That may pretty much seal unless something really drastic happens ahead. But then again, you never know. These guys have the grip advantage. Luke loses on the last turn. Coming out of the last turn, out of the chicane onto the front stretch, Trent is going to take advantage, as Luke is going to be forced to pit to get tires. Wolfpack does run wide too, though, so the guys who made the switch are not having an easy time, that is all you know, having issues through the S's as well. Switching to the rain tires does not mean it's just a given that you will win. But what is a given of victory for this race, and surely the championship, is Burnout 13, as he comes out of the final chicane. Beautiful view, well, as beautiful as you can get on a rainy day, of the Suzuka Ferris wheel, as he wins the race at Suzuka here in week 7 for the season finale. Race 1 of the night goes to Burnout, as now we take our eyes in the spoon curve. Lysis looking to limp this car home. Burnout did take pretty much a minute gap on the rest of the cars, so now it's really just up to Lysis to limp home second place, and for Hyper to keep hold of third. As long as he doesn't lose the car in this turn here. Lysis thinking the same thing. You can tell how easy these guys are taking it. So they've probably got a minute gap to anyone who makes that. So Lysis looking to limp the car through the final chicane to take second place. So Lysis crosses the line in second place. Congrats to him on a great finish after the trials and tribulations of this race. Hyper having issues getting through the chicane, but it's not going to matter. It's all you know, still on the back straight. It was a decision worth taking for all you know. He worked his way back up to fourth past Luke, who was clearly struggling on the slick tires in that rain. But Hyper does take his third podium in the past 3 races. So Hyper really on a roll to finish off the season. Luke in the chicane now. All you know is going to take 4th. Luke makes it through clean, going to take 5th. Wolfpack making it through the chicane. Trent taking a bit of a sketchy line there, but doesn't matter as Wolfpack's going to get through clean. Wolfpack takes 6th. Trent is going to come home in 7th, and Pocono still stalled out next to the race stewards over here under their little tent. I think that's it. If you're gonna be any place out here in the rain here, you're gonna want to be under a tent. So good for them. Feel bad for that cameraman over there. He doesn't have a tent. I don't necessarily know how he's getting away with that, considering that camera would get soaking wet. I've had to use cameras before, and you do not want them out in the rain. But regardless, these guys are cozy under the tent. Pocono is sitting pretty cozy over here next to them, as the rest of these guys finish the first race here at Suzuka. As I'm guessing now we're going to be waiting for a stall timer of some sort. But anyway, yeah, congrats to all these guys. Burnout after 2 accidents, as here we go out of the lobby. Congratulations to our race winner, Burnout 13. As that should seal the deal on the championship as well. As we are now going to look to get an interview with our top 3 drivers. That would be Burnout, Hyper, and Lysis.
God, that was rough.
Welcome, Matt. That was a race that happened.
You can call it that at the end. I think it was just a fight for survival there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much just trying to keep control of the car. Everyone having to go like 20 miles an hour. Pretty much a school zone around Suzuka. So there is Lysis. So first we're going to talk to our race winner and pretty much sealing the championship for himself, Burnout. Congratulations, man. Great race.
Thank you. Well, I don't know if it was much of a great race. It was pretty messy on my part because just the rain, man. You would think it'd be light, but then you had those spots of just heavy and what's it created those standing water. It was tough for sure, but we managed to survive for the most part.
That's right, and I still say you had a great race because it was messy for everyone, but especially for you, the recovery drive after 2 rough green flag starts. Want to talk through your thoughts once you spun out of the initial start and then the restart, both having to fight from the back of the pack and survive in that weather.
Yeah, well, the initial start, I kind of just told myself, I was like, okay, it's a long race, you'll be able to get these guys. I mean, you got a good car, don't force the issue. And then there were times I did force the issue and shouldn't have. So, but yeah, it was, I just try to keep my head down and just kind of picking through one by one. And then on that other restart, it felt like, I don't know if I got hit or what it was, but I just remember actually I'll take it back. I'm thinking about the, trying to get lined up. Now the other restarts where I thought there was grip with those slicks and there wasn't. So that was just 100% my fault. And I think I took Wolfpack with me, which I apologize for him getting caught up in that as well. Because I think it was just me and him that got in that. But again, same thing, keep my head down, just pick them off one by one, and eventually I believe like the hard tire just kind of prevailed with those other ones that were in mediums, and just lasted long enough to where I could have enough grip, make the pass, go for the lead, and try to beat the second wave or third wave of this storm that was passing through here.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that too. It was a fascinating choice to me to go for the hards, and it definitely turned out as want to just think through. I mean, I'm sure the strategy is pretty obvious, but just think through with different guys deciding, are we going to go mediums, or are we going to go hards, or are we going to stick with the intermediate and hope the rain sticks around a little longer?
Yeah, that was kind of my thing, just kind of going back. I even myself went back and forth on it, but I was kind of thinking, well, this is going to be the one and only pit stop, so I figured just kind of make it last, and I figured I think it was like the 5th or the 7th lap, that when we all pitted, I figured that was an appropriate time to make the hard tire choice and just play the cards I've been dealt with. So, and it worked out. So.
Well, that's right, and you did a great job with those cards. So again, congrats to Burnout. Next, I'd like to talk to Lysis, who got second place on that podium, holding on, making the moves up the order. Lysis, how you doing? So, want to just talk through, it's a bit of a different pressure than Burnout. Burnout just in a world of your own up front, trying to hold on. Whereas for you, you're kind of stuck right in between in second place, about like large gap between you and Burnout, but also large gap behind you. Any thoughts about like how that plays into when you're on the track, like how you feel dealing with that? Yeah, and that decision to go with the medium tire again, it's a big decision. It was very like tide changing that race based on what tire you chose, since you saw most of the intermediate guys had to pit off of them mid race, and then some guys had to pit back on intermediates at the end. So it was definitely a struggle, and getting the tire choice right was the most important part. So, as I said, I guess you kind of answered my question already, but you sitting there in second place, kind of nowhere to go, is your thought more towards trying to take advantage of any mistakes Burnout makes, or just trying to hold on and fend off Hyper? Well, you did a great job with that. Next person, I want to talk to the last guy joining us in the booth, the last member of the podium, his third straight and 3 straight races. Hyper, welcome back.
Good to be back.
You had a lead at one point, but kind of started struggling a little bit, but still did a great job to hold on to a podium. Through that race, how was it for you just keeping composure? Okay, you make slip-ups a little bit, try to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to stay consistent, stay safe. I wasn't necessarily trying to run the fastest lap I could, just keep it on the track and stay consistent the whole race.
That's right, in this race, you were one of the guys who did it best. So, thank you 3 for coming to the booth, and I have one more announcement to make before y'all leave out of here to the high-speed ring. As Burnout, you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
I can now officially say that you have won the championship for the Super GT Series. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just I'll go ahead. I didn't get. I think I had a speech already made up, but I lost it somewhere. But I'll just go ahead and I'll just thank the people who made this series. I think it was Trenton and Wolfpack. They've just done a really good job of orchestrating this whole thing, and it's been a lot of fun. And it's with these kind of cars, it makes it a lot challenging. And so, to me, this is my personal opinion, but with these cars are kind of aero dependent. So you're able to just, in those high-speed corners, just sling it in there, which some people will see in this racetrack for sure. But yeah, it's just it's pretty awesome to get this championship, and now I can basically just go into this race and just maybe not die. So we'll see.
Have some fun with it. This is gonna be a slipstream fest. So congratulations to
Thank you.
all 3 of you as you look to head into this next race, and Burnout might see you back here, might see all 3 of you back here afterwards. Burnout, if you might think of something new to say for the championship speech after this race. Who knows? Maybe talking to you again afterwards. But all right,
Who knows?
guys.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yep. So, alrighty, guys, that was a listen in from what our podium guys had to say. It was brought to my attention, Lysus, technical difficulties, were not able to hear him, but I could basically repeat what he said. So I asked him what's the mindset between managing a second place in those conditions when you're so far behind first and so far behind second. It's a different beast than just being on your own up front. It's a different type of pressure. You still have someone to chase, but you still have a position to hold. And he pretty much said that, I mean, pretty much what I said. You just have to, he wasn't thinking about trying to catch burnout. He knew burnout was faster. So he was just trying to focus on his own race. He's got about 30 seconds between each side of him, so just focus on your own race and try not to let Hyper catch up. And as well as he pointed out, he made the switch to the medium tires after the pit stop, and that was a big benefit to him, which we could definitely say that was the case, working through the pack and holding on to second, not having to pit off of intermediates between the race, or intermediates, I should say, as we are now waiting here for the next practice to kick off, or the next qualifying, I should say, here at the high-speed ring. Qualifying time may just be based off of, can you get behind a guy and get the tow? Pretty much the Monza of this series. Even though Monza is on the schedule, I believe it was on the schedule as well. But this definitely more so than most other tracks. Having the best time is dependent on if you got a car in front of you to slingshot you up the track and give you a better time. So we're probably going to see a lot of guys try to line up in a train, but also not take each other out to get that fastest lap. They're going to have 15 minutes to do it. So you may see some guys taking some stall laps to try to find a guy to work with to get those laps in. And some guys are just going to back off because they don't want to be the front car. And why can you blame them for not wanting to be the front car of a slipstream train? So as we now do get ready for practice, we are just going to chill out a little bit. So after this race, we're going to be headed into the off-season for this series. GTA series is also in its off-season currently, looking to come back stronger next season. And Wreckfest, though still in the off-season right now, is going to be coming back soon. I believe, let me get a date on that for everyone. The Wreckfest season should be back within the next 2 weeks. Placement series will likely be coming up next week, so a reminder to anyone in the Wreckfest series what that is. It's a mandatory event for everyone to run qualifying, compare their times against everyone else in the new car, and so the officials can stack everyone else up and get them placed. As we have now guys backing out into the lobby waiting for us to get all set up and squared away. Definitely exciting times coming up soon for PRA. Some big announcements to come for multiple series, so everyone stay tuned for that, as that is definitely just, we're on the up, everyone, we're on the up. and I'm glad to have everyone on the ride with us. So one thing I will say for the GT7 series, potential registration at least, is already up in the Discord for those interested in a Super Formula series. So the Super Formula cars on this game are a great blast to run, and Trent and Wolfpack are looking to run a F1 style series with that. So to anyone potentially interested in that, be sure to hop in the Discord and check under Super Formula registration to sign up for that event. No true timeline for that quite just yet, but it is idea definitely in the works, hoping to see it come around soon as more people sign up. So Trent, our lobby host, has informed me there are some technical difficulties launching the qualifying, so he'll be loading up a new room. So, hang on tight, guys, as we are working out the GT7 difficulties you're sure to face at some point. This game is super fun, but yeah, it's a super fun game. Just sometimes you may have issues with connections with guys in the server, with guys from all different parts of the country, North America, US, Canada. Getting all of those to connect together sometimes doesn't always bring the most stable results, so we are trying to work out the kinks. And nothing much else to talk about right now. So, just trying to keep the air a little, not completely quiet. So, to anyone currently watching live, I'd like y'all to stick around. Anyone watching after, be sure to also go support the guys at NASCAR iRacing, as PRA is, or at the iNASCAR Racing Series, as PRA is currently sponsoring them, looking to branch out into iRacing. They are racing tonight at Richmond Raceway, so be sure to check that out. For tonight's race, Thursday, August 11th, is on, let's see, the Turn 3 Racing Network YouTube channel. So everyone be sure to check them out after this. Continuous racing action everywhere. Here we've got to provide, branching out with now Wreckfest, GT7 and GTA back in the cards as well. Anyone interested in that, be sure to message myself, 81, or any of the other officials for that series. As well as branching out into iRacing and potentially some other series as well to be announced at a later date. As now, it looks like we are going clean now into the qualifying session. Looks like we got everything figured out, as we are now 15 minutes underway qualifying here at the high-speed ring. So again, as I mentioned before, it's mainly going to slipstream, and getting the toe on this track is going to be very, very important. As you see, most of the guys going with medium tires, obviously. It is no drops of rain in the sky this time. This race is looking absolutely beautiful. So, I'll stick on board with these two, as we'll see. Pocono's probably going to let off a little bit to let Lysis give him the drag. Or they're just going to go side by side it. That's another way to do it too. So we have 15 minutes here of qualifying. And to give my voice, who I have been talking to myself and Casper the Ghost for the last 5-10 minutes straight, I'm going to give myself a minute to catch up my voice and let y'all tune in to what some of the drivers have to say during this qualifying session.
And we're dead.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Alright, so we're gonna have a full pace lap here, guy.
So, I stand myself corrected again. I am not used to this being the way we set up qualifying, but apologies for that. We are not going to be going under 15-minute qualifying. We are going straight into the race. So, reminder on how the race order works for the second race is it goes based off of the inverted finishing order of race 1. So, the opposite order at Suzuka will be our order here at the high-speed ring. So, Justin will likely have the pole since he did lag out early into the first race. So, he did start the race, so it's not like he just wasn't there. So, he will start on pole. Pocono, who had to back out mid-race, will be joining him on the second row. And Burnout, who won the race, is now going to have to work his way through the pack for a third time tonight. Just now he's not on the front row spinning the car to the back. He will now have to do it the old-fashioned way, starting from the back. But at least it's not weather conditions holding him back. Regardless, I will stick to what I said before. I will take us to green here at the high-speed ring and cover the first few laps. Then we will head into driver chat for a decent portion of the race, since this track, there's just going to be a lot going on. I'm sure a lot of frustrations from the drivers, so it's going to be pretty fun to hear. Children at home may want to cover their ears, as I cannot provide, or I will provide a language warning. I cannot guarantee what the drivers will say, especially if someone gets caught up in the slipstream. So we're here on board in the very back with Burnout to see how this race start unfolds. It looks like we are green here at the high-speed ring. Heading up to the front now. Justin gets a pretty bad start. Still hanging in there with the bumps from behind him. Luke's gonna look at the outside and major wreck between those two. Wow. That's one way to start the race. Pocono gets the major gap, but not too far away from the slipstream, as Wolfpack is going to look to catch up. Hyper slams with the back by a few of the cars in the back. So the toughest turn on this track will most definitely be that first hairpin. Coming out of the first turn, major slipstream, and the brake point there is already tough enough to hit. So you have to, and with the toe, that's going to make the braking point even harder, and you may just end up completely messing it up and slamming into the car in front of you, which is not a good look for you, and it is not a great thing for your race either. So Pocono is going to take off. Unfortunately, Justin is way behind now, as without the toe, he's not going to have a good time catching up unless there's a caution. Luke in a similar position as well, falling way back after that first lap incident, trying to send it into the inside of Justin. But we will now head back up to the front of the pack. Pocono looking to get on the inside of Trent and Hyper. Trent running the wall a little bit. The wall, you'd think riding the wall may make you a little bit faster holding it through, but it will slow down the car quite a lot making contact with that wall, so making the run out onto the bridge, you're not going to want to do that. It wouldn't be allowed regardless, unless it's on accident, of course, which will happen plenty of times. Pocono gets a beautiful run on Hyper and Trent coming here into the last big banked corner. Trent and Hyper are going to run it side by side, though Hyper is going to take advantage, and he's going to take the lead, but for how long is Trent's going to walk into the toe? Lysis getting past Pocono, all you know, right alongside him, as they are too wide through the front straight, looking to catch the top two. Lysis in third, all these guys behind Wolfpack, and all you know, looking to catch the toe behind Lysis and Pocono. Lysis now getting bumped up to catch the toe of Trent, and Hyper looking to catch the top two. This is going to be a great fight in this lap as Hyper is popped by Trent. Pocono makes the beautiful move around the outside. Lysis slips back to the fourth. Pocono now with a beautiful run, looking to get the jump on Hyper as well. And he is going to get it coming into the double turns, as I'm going to call them. I'm not sure if they have a name. But into the tunnel, Hyper does take the spot back. He holds on to second. All you know, side by side with Lysis. All these guys fighting for positions. Burnout back there in sixth, still getting pretty hungry to make his way up the pack and to the front. Lysis gets bumped to the wall a little bit, gets a bump from the back from Burnout. Wolfpack's going to take advantage of both of them being slowed up to the inside. Looking to now make it a drag race, but Lysis is going to win it since he has the toe from Burnout. Now looking to make the run on All You Know. Gets into the back of him a little bit, or lag. He has a major run on these top three guys. Wow! As he's going to run right past Trent on the outside. He's going to let off, though, let these guys take this corner, try to slip underneath. Pocono's going to hit the wall. Hyper's going to bounce off of him. Trent is looking to make the slice and dice through both of them. Gets one, does not get the second one into the next corner. Pocono's still fighting there. He still wants that spot back. As Trent hits the wall. Pocono fighting Trent about as hard as my voice is fighting me to stay alive. As Hyper, most tracks are going to want to run away. Trent does get bumped into the barrier a little bit. Pocono gets passed into second place. But he's going to be bumped right back up there to get the position right back, thanks to a tap from Burnout and All You Know. These guys following in as well. We're going to take an inside view, riding on with Pocono. Trent's going to run inside a little bit. Hyper's going to have to fall back quite significantly. As you look in the rear view mirror now, Hyper back there in fourth, going to make it three wide going over the bridge. Hyper making the run on the outside of the next corner, going to make it stick. All You Know still there. Trent leading behind Burnout, looking to take advantage of that little tap into the wall. He may just make this a fight. Wolfpack's right here too. Trent slams with the wall. Are they going to keep it together? No. All You Know gets pinched and taken out. So is Wolfpack going to spin in the tunnel. Trent is going to have fourth for now, but this will surely be a caution. Give these guys a break. Give me a little bit of a break too, as Pocono's going to unload to try to break the toe, but it's not going to matter as we're going to cross the line, and we are now under caution on lap 7 of 40. Burnout gets his moves done from 9th position all the way up to the podium. So this podium looking pretty familiar without Lysis, but Pocono is back up here in the front after having to sit out last race. Luke, man, giving Burnout a little tap, so he's knowing that the championship fight is over. Luke's going to take home second in the championship. Burnout, again, congratulations to our season winner. Trent still in fourth. Wolfpack make his way back up to fifth. After getting taken out in that tunnel, he's going to get his spot back. Luke is in 6th, All You Know in 7th, Lysis in 8th, and waiting for Justin to catch the pack in 9th. So as we go around for this pace lap, the pits will be open at the end of lap 7, so we are going to see who takes the pit and who stays out. This time I wouldn't be too surprised to see if everyone went in for some fresh fuel or change of tires, or both, most likely. Getting through this restart, the guys in the back may be in the best position to be able to slip the guys in front. Then again, Pocono and Hyper, they're not going to be sitting too bad up front. Going to be able to get bumped. So the guys behind him may give him a bump draft, make it pretty easy for him. Now we're going to see who takes the pits. Our race leader Pocono will, Hyper will, Burnout will. Looks like everybody is. Justin is going to be the one staying out. So Justin taking a massive gamble here after having a poor start off of the lead. I'm not sure if he wants to be back in the lead after that start, but he's choosing to do it. So this time he's hoping to hold on up front without being taken out by the guys behind with the tow. This is a gamble from Justin. Will it pay off? I'm not quite sure if it's going to pay off. Hopefully maybe holding out for the next caution to take advantage of that. Let's look at this beautiful number 8 car right here. The Coca-Cola machine. Behind him is Wolfpack, the other Coca-Cola machine, doing it for the Dales. Behind him is All You Know. Burnout down to 4th after the pits, so All You Know does jump Burnout in the pits. Wolfpack getting the jump as well, actually. So Pocono is down in 5th, and Hyper falls all the way down to 7th after that. So different pit strategies from all the different drivers, as we are about to ride on board with Justin for this green flag. And now, we'll get a pretty good vantage point from the middle of the pack, Burnout, as I am going to hop off the commentary for just a few minutes, as we are going to hop into driver chat for this next restart to hear what they've got to say for this.
Guys, let's get ready. Ready. Green, green, green.
Go, Wolfpack, go! I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my gosh. I don't like being in the middle.
How's my close up? No.
Oh no! I'll let you go there, Corey.
I'm stuck to the wall. Oh,
oh my. Oh! No!
My bad, 5.
You good? I don't know what your number is, but you're good. 32, I think, right?
Yep.
Alright, Corey, let's work together, try to make something up.
Yeah, all I saw was some blue car just slide, took Wolfpack in the wall, and I tried to miss him, and I ended up getting Wolfpack.
And then I was behind you, and then I spun you.
Here we go, Hyper. We'll get him. Oh my god.
Alright, let's go, Corey. You got my slipstream.
Got it.
Oh, what the fuck?
And here comes Sebastian Vettel.
And here comes Sebastian Vettel! From the back to the front! Oh my gosh, 196!
I backed out of that very fast. Oh, I'm down here. Please. Stop. Oh, okay. Appreciate it.
Alright, Justin, you ready?
Freight train on the way.
Wow, I just see sparks going in the tunnel.
Oh, that's a way to do it.
Yeah, that wasn't originally my plan, but it just kind of
Hey,
happened to stick with
it
it.
works. That's a caution?
Caution, out, race back.
Alright, racing back.
Trying to get around Weisel from the outside. Yeah,
Yep, 100%. Oh gosh, it's two yellow cars now. I don't know who's who.
I was trying.
You gotta do what you gotta do! Oh my! Sorry for that nasty block there, Lysos, but...
Okay, Luke.
Oh my gosh!
That was the block if I ever saw one.
Wow! But... got that 6th place!
Yeah, that's true.
Excusez-moi.
Oh, God.
Alright guys, pit road will be open this time. Hey Justin, you coming? What?
Yes.
Sorry, Luke.
Jesus, train.
Sorry.
Stuck in the middle.
Oh, Justin's staying out again. Is your goal just not to pit this whole race? Oh, I see. And Lysos, me and you, we always seem to wind up 8th and 9th in these restarts. Alright guys, let's double up in the tunnel here. Odds to the left, evens to the right. Alright guys, I'll call the green. Somebody making popcorn?
Yeah, you want some?
Yeah,
Extra butter?
absolutely. Alright guys, let's get ready here. Let's get ready. Green, green, green.
Alright, I'm gonna head out.
Hang on, nobody died yet? Wow!
Wow,
I was just inside of a car.
That was fun.
Oh, this is gonna be a crazy run in the front here.
Sorry. I had to like adjust because all of a sudden Justin was going 3 miles per hour on the bottom. And it hit the people on the outside.
And I'm the sheriff.
Uh-oh. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this.
Oh my gosh.
No!
Oh, wow.
What happened?
I got punted.
Alright, that's a caution, racing back.
Yeah,
I
looks like a sin.
I braked really early to get out of the 3 wide and got thrown back into it.
Alright, caution is out. Let's slow down a little bit here.
Does anybody want tires?
Well, more or less fuel.
Does anybody want fuel?
Yeah, I suppose we should ask. Does anybody want to pit? If not, we'll double up this time.
I'm good. I'm staying out.
I'm good.
Alright, I'm taking that as a consensus for no, so let's get doubled up coming into the tunnel here. Oh my gosh.
How you doing?
Good answer.
Alright, Wolfpack, you want to call the green this time?
Sure.
Hey buddy, how's it going?
Alright, gentlemen, be ready. Be ready.
Oh my god.
And green.
My car just getting
So much dang shoving, my gosh! 3 wide for the lead on the inside. Hey, here comes Sebastian Vettel!
Jesus.
Oh gosh.
Well, now you're gonna have a hell of a run. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Tim and Luke are coming. Oh my gosh, what a run. And it was just the two of you. Come back! That's whatever you want it to be.
Right at the top. Oh, I got kind of pushed through there.
Oh, you guys are keeping it pretty clean too, right through these S's.
I thought I had a 7th gear.
Yes.
Oh,
sorry,
God.
Tim. Oh my gosh, Hyper.
Thanks, Hyper.
Oh, whoa, hello.
You guys good back there?
I did not see Justin there. I really didn't. I was trying to focus behind Hype, and there he was on my right side. I'm sorry, man.
Racing back? Is it a caution? Lysos, were you involved with anybody? Not getting a confirmation here.
Yeah, sorry about that,
He
Justin.
just went around.
Yeah, like I said, my bad. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Well, we'll just keep it going, you know. We're only halfway through. I know there's going to be another caution. Oh my gosh! I didn't expect
I
to
didn't think
snap.
I was hooking you there.
No, nobody touched me. I snapped on my own. That was crazy. Alright, let's go, Lucas gets it. Whoa, Tim, how'd you get back to the lead? How's it going? Oh, 3 wide, oh my gosh. Really gotta pedal it through those S's, just try to not touch anybody. Alright, Tim, let's chase down Luke here. on your foot. Oh my gosh!
I had a massive run on you and to go down below you.
I didn't know I was 3 wide! Oh gosh, that's a caution. That's a caution, racing back.
Rob, I'm sorry, I had a little backside earlier.
You're good.
Yeah, Hyper, was that you below me in that corner? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was just trying to stay in line with Tim there, and then I felt some resistance. I looked down, I was 3 wide. Oh, they're having a good battle there for who's going to start first.
I gave it to you.
No, look, god dang it!
The fact that you almost came back and took it from me at the end. I was watching. Wow.
That's how big of a block I just pulled out.
Yeah.
Like I was so clear to make that pass, and you were just like, nope.
I guessed perfectly where you were going to try to go.
Well, yeah, there's a pretty good opening, and
You were going like 30 miles per hour faster than me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anyways, pit road will be open this time.
Yeah, I almost fucking passed him up by the line too.
It was super close because I incidentally gave you a super shove doing that.
Well, I backed off at Tim because I put him in the wall in the last corner, so I wasn't gonna pass him that way.
Yeah.
And then I just slow, so I saw you coming like, fuck it, I'm blocking. And I was just watching you, just seeing which direction you're gonna go, and I guessed left, and that was right.
Well, left made the most sense to me because that's where Tim was, so I could get the toe from him.
That's why I went there. I'm still second. That's all I paid, now I'm gonna come out 6th.
Oh gosh, that's how it's gonna go. Well, Justin's just gonna keep staying out. He's not gonna pit for fuel.
Lies.
Go.
He came in this time.
Oh, he did. Wow. I was gonna say Justin's not gonna pit again.
The diamond moved and I don't trust it.
Yeah, I'm just filling it up.
So we are back now in the booth. I have been able to sit back, relax, and just take in this race so far as we're back under caution. What a race so far, very beat bang, but that's how it's going to be here at the high-speed ring. Just slipstream fest galore. And as I called out before the race, that hairpin came to bite a few more people this past time around. So that's where we stand right now, coming out of the driver chat on lap 25 of 40. We might head back in there at some point of the race. But as it stands now, Justin seems to be abandoning his very unique fuel save strategy here at the high-speed ring. And again, that's an interesting call. But he's going to be sitting up here in second, it looks like, coming out of the pits, as everyone's figuring out the order. But the order will be Burnout, our series champion, if you are just tuning in now and learning that. Burnout has, after last race, officially clinched the championship to become the winner of the first season of the Super GT series. So congratulations to Burnout. Justin in second. A little bump from Luke. A little love tap. Pocono is in fourth. Pocono is in third. Luke is in fourth. Trent is in fifth. Wolfpack is in sixth. Hyper is in seventh, falling towards the back after his pretty strong start. Lysis all the way down in eighth. All you know in the back, as we're looking to go green this time around on lap 26, as we had our pit window last lap. As we are green, Luke gets a great jump. That helps out Justin get out to the lead. As we see these guys coming into the big banked turn 1 and headed down to the hairpin. Everyone's going to try to shift around everyone else's. Justin gets caught up again! Just like the start of the race, Justin having no luck on restarts. Burnout catches a little gap after that, but these guys are going to be coming hot and heavy with the toe right after that. Pocono gets taken out by all you know. Someone else gets caught in that too, I believe it is Hyper. Again, that hairpin is just so hard to get the braking right, and if you're behind someone, sometimes the car just will not brake. Taking out the car in front of you, and possibly their family as well, coming in that hot and heavy. So, unfortunate situation for those guys in the back. Trent takes advantage of all of this, slips his way up to the front. Burnout falls back to 4th. Wolfpack making moves up to 2nd. Luke still in 3rd. Burnout looking to get a good run, but Lysis is going to be on the inside. These three at the front really dueling it out here. Who's going to get the run? Who's going to make a move? Who's going to bump? Just all those questions every single lap. A little bit of popcorn popping from Wolfpack. There he is. Back and forth. Lysis gets the 3rd spot. Luke is right on Trent's bumper as they're going to glide through the hairpin. He's going to try to make it around the outside of Trent. And Luke Man's going to get it done around the outside. That's a pretty impressive move there to get it done that way. But Trent might look for the undercut here. Is he going to get it on this run into the final turn? Possibly going to get the run. He's going to make it too wide into the final bank turn. Hopefully he doesn't get caught up into the barrier from Luke coming up high. He will not. He will slip in behind, get a beautiful run, give him a little bump. They're starting to get away from the rest of the pack. That's pretty much what both of these guys want. But how long is that going to last until Lysis and Wolfpack and Burnout catch them up? Pocono and Hyper have teamed up to work together to get back to the front of the pack. So does All You Know and Justin. Again, just those guys who got taken out early. When you don't have the toe in front, you've got to work with the closest car to hopefully get together and get back up front. Benefits both drivers to work together. Burnout in 5th. Watching Lysis and Wolfpack banging up a little bit. Seeing if a little incident will come around. Not happening so far though. As these guys are keeping it surprisingly clean so far. I'm sure that'll change on the front straight. As we all know how it goes. The guy with the furthest back toe gets the best run. And brings home the positions. So let's see if that's what Burnout's going to do here. As he does get a great run out of the final turn. Looking to make the move potentially on Lysis. Or he's just going to give him a bump. He's just going to give him a bump so these 3 guys could catch the top 2. 3 guys in the draft will be stronger than 2 guys. As speaking of, these 2 guys aren't even in the draft as these 2 are fighting back and forth, switching positions. Luke is going to get the first spot. He's going to make the little wall ride go for it. Okay. Trent is in 2nd, trying to make ground after that. Wolfpack is in 3rd, Lysis 4th. Burnout still in 5th. The order with the mid pack isn't really changing. Neither is it with the back guys. These guys really just working together. The on-track position for All You Know Justin, Hyper, and Pocono doesn't really matter right now since they're probably going to freely give it up every once in a while just to work together to catch the rest of the pack. Speaking of catching the pack, though, it looks like Wolfpack has caught enough distance on Trent to catch some toe as he is making his way away from Lysis. Burnout's going to help those 2 get back up front, though. But yeah, Wolfpack's in the toe now. Trent's going to make the move on the inside of the bank's corner. Wolfpack making the move up towards Luke. He's got a great run. He might even be able to make a move into the hairpin, depending on what he decides to do. Luke and Trent are too wide. Wolfpack's going to be pretty wise here and let these 2 guys take each other out. But it doesn't happen. They both get a great run out. But Wolfpack's still right here in striking distance behind Luke and Trent. Looking for a BOGO meal here. He is sizing these guys up. Lysis got his eyes on Burnout. Probably one of the few situations you may be able to keep up with Burnout is if you get the toe behind him on a track like this. He can't really get away from this. So, admittedly, as skilled as this is, skill doesn't make all the difference like it does on most road courses, as staying in the toe is what's most important. Lysis making the smart decision to help Burnout, bump him up. These two are going to work together to catch this top three. Trent and Luke take each other out! Well, that's a change of tone for sure, as Luke's going to fall back to 5th. Trent still stayed alive after that, but now Wolfpack's the one right on his tail. We're going to have a caution after that, almost certainly. Wolfpack is the beneficiary. That's strong words for you. Trent's going to spin it out too! On his own through the S's! So, all of a sudden, Wolfpack is the one inheriting this lead, as it has turned completely upside down for Trent and Luke. From the front to the back, just like that. So, now Wolfpack... Wow, I'm just in awe. It's been an amazing race already, but what a turn of events. Burnout's not going to get the run on Lysis, stays in 3rd. Pocono's going to hold 4th, Hyper 5th. Justin working his way up to 6th, all in 7th. But then Trent and Luke are going to be in the back of the pack, so these guys are going to want to fight very hard in these last few laps, since this will likely be the last caution. So Luke and Trent are going to be probably the hungriest and most desperate to make it through the field to get to the front. So at this point, most points positions are locked in. A few midfield positions can change, but for point standings, this is pretty much where we sit. So most of these guys are just going to want to finish the race off strong. But we will be going still under caution this time around, as the clouds are starting to roll in. If the rain comes in now and changes this race entirely on its head again, I don't know what to say, honestly. That's just... I mean, this race has been insane enough. If we get rain here in these last 8 laps, as if we look up and see those clouds, it looks rough. So we may just get a last second sprinkle shower on this high-speed circuit, which is definitely... Rain here is hard to deal with. Maybe not as hard as Suzuka, but it's a whole different challenge, because it's the high-speed ring. You're trying to keep your speeds up, and you can't really do that safely with the rain. So as we see mostly everyone, including Luke, is going to be coming in. Justin fakes it out, saying he may stay out yet again after his insane plan earlier. Honestly, look at these guys' fuels, though, and I'm sure their tires are pretty shot, though. But, you see most of these guys making the tire switches, so that's probably why they're all coming in. I was about to say that maybe it might have been potential to stay out on track and stay up front, but tell you what, Justin is the one who comes out on pole, wins the race out of the pit lane, and takes the pole, all in 2nd. Wolfpack is down in 4th, so he didn't fall too far. Hyper in 5th. Trent making a few positions up to 6th. Burnout is going to start all the way in the back. He must have taken quite a bit of fuel and a big tire switch, so we're gonna... But then again, starting in the back in this final restart, that might just be the place you want to be. It's going to be hard to get around, guys. They're going to block you off. They're not going to make it easy, especially with 8 cars in front of you on this track. But at the same time, being up front is not necessarily a great place to be either, since you're either going to be bumped, which is going to keep the car extremely unstable, or you're going to be taken out, or fall behind. As Justin, who has already started on the pole of a restart twice today, both times having a rough go of it, and the other restart starting in 3rd, so every restart he's been up towards the front, almost every restart at least, but every restart he's been up the front. He's either been taken out or very quickly fell to the back. So he's hoping this 3rd pole on the restart is going to be the charm. as we are looking to go green here for potentially the final time here at the high-speed ring. Justin gets a great jump, but the toe's going to be coming in quick. Who's gonna be bold enough to make moves and bump other guys forward? Looks like it is Lysis, the one who's going to be making a move. 4 wide, bumping around on the banking. Definitely not the place you want to be, Trent. That shoved out wide. Wolfpack's going to let the carnage ensue. Justin's going to get a great run off of the wall, though. So Justin with a pretty nice little comfortable lead. He's not going to be holding it for too long, since these guys are going to be fighting right back at him. But for once, Justin gets a good restart, and in the time that it counts, too. As I said, unless something happens in these next 3 laps, should be the final restart of the race. So we will check out how the rest of the back of the pack is doing. Trent looking to get past Burnout. Burnout trying to catch the toe behind All You Know. We will see who bumps and who runs, pretty much. It's going to be a 3-way fight up here with Justin, Luke, and Pocono. Luke and Pocono, both very long-time veterans of PRA, all the way back from the GTA days. They've got great chemistry. Luke gets taken out, massive crash! Oh my god! Luke just gets ping-ponged down the track as him, Pocono, and Justin get all up in it after the hairpin. And that is going to bring out one more caution, so hold all those thoughts I had a minute ago about final restart this, final restart that. No, this will be the final restart, as what a massive wreck to close out this race and close out the season. But Carnage isn't done yet. We're on lap 36, about to be, under yellow flags. They're going to go around maybe one more time for tires and fuel. Though since they just pit, they may just call it off and choose to go green for the rest of the way. We will see. Yeah, Luke and Hyper getting caught up in that, fall back to 8th and 9th. As we are now rolling caution speed. As we wait to make our way around the track, we will see if they double up this lap or next lap, as these clouds are getting even more menacing. So that's not a great sign. Again, the longer this race goes too, these restarts, if the rain is going to be coming in, as we see dark clouds all around us, they're going to want to get this race hurried up and done with. So if this rolls in before the end of the race, that's going to flip everything on its head. So yeah, it looks like we will be doubling up this time around. So going green this time by no pit window is closed. And as my voice is just about to make it to the end of this race, these guys should also just about to be making it through the end of this race. This is not the time you want to be taken out, since there's going to be no restarts now to save you. You need to stay in the pack, and the guy to watch here is Justin. He's hoping he can stay as clean as he did this restart from the last restart, as we are back green, green, green for the final green flag stint of this race. The last 4 laps 37 through 40. Burnout getting the run on the outside. Burnout making his way to the front of the pack. In front of Justin. Justin sticking in the fight though. 3 widen it. Luke is down below. Taking the wall. Gonna get the run around Burnout. And he's going to get the run onto the bridge in the lead. So we'll see what the officials say about that after the race. Especially if it affects the outcome. But as of right now, Justin is holding the lead. Burnout in second, Luke tapping the wall in third, Pocono and Lysis side by side in fourth, Wolfpack looking to get into it, but he's not going to get there, taking him and Trent out in the process, getting a little too risky with it. But it is still the first lap of the restart, so we are now going to be under caution cutoff. Justin's going to block the move from Burnout. Luke's going to try to split the gap, and no, correct me one more time. We are going to go yellow one more time, as it seems they are going to call that a caution. I think it's a pretty good call for the guys in the back. Unfortunately, it is Trent and Wolfpack, our officials, getting caught up into the mix. But Justin still holding the lead. He is hoping now he can make it clean a third time in a row after the two rough starts before. I'm sure he's got to be a little nervous, especially with the two top points leaders right beside him and behind him. Burnout and Luke Man going to be fighting each other, and Justin may just be caught in the mix. Lysis here ready to strike as well. Pocono wants something to happen. All you know, Hyper sitting here in the back as well. Still all in great positions. Wolfpack and Trent, after their incident last lap, looking to take advantage of being towards the back. So everyone, this now confirmed, this will be green-white checkered. So everyone strap in after the long ride, roller coaster it's been already in the high-speed ring, as we are back, green, 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 2 laps to go, a 2-lap shootout, green-white checkered. Justin holding off Luke Man. Luke Man's going to make the look on the inside. Justin may just give it to him, knowing that this is a great fight, but he's going to try to block off Burnout. He doesn't want that outside line getting around him. He's going to succeed in that. Little tappy-tappy. Burnout's going to back off. He's going to try to get the run on Luke, around Luke. Luke's going to block it off, though. Luke's going to hold the lead, gets the bump in front. Pocono, Lysis getting a little tough. There's a huge wreck in the back, catching up all you know, Wolfpack and potentially a few others. Unfortunate break for all those guys. It looks like Burnout is one of those guys. So, unfortunate break for him. Not the way he wants to end off the season. But still a great season overall for the champion of the first season of the GT Sport, or the GT7 Sport Series. It's been such a long race, I forgot what we're doing here. Super GT Series, as Justin is looking to make the move on Luke on the final lap. This is going to be the race to watch right here, as Justin looking to get a win here after his long haul strategy going into the race. Luke looking to fight him off to make up for his poor finish last race. They are beaten and a banging into the hairpin. Let's see who gets it done. Luke gets pushed back. Justin's going to take the lead, as huge contact back here as well. Smoke coming up all the way from the front. Pocono, Hyper, and Lice is looking to jump on that collision from Luke Man and Justin. But Justin benefits greatly from it, as he is, for now, holding on. Somebody gets run into the wall back there. I believe that is Pocono slamming into the wall. No, it was Hyper. Correct me, it was Hyper. So Justin is going to take off on the final lap of the race. Luke Man in second. Pocono in third. Lysis fighting for that spot, though. But taking the race win here after a long high-speed ring is Joystick Justin. Luke Man second. Lysis takes third from Pocono. Trent coming in fifth, and as the rest of the pack files in, what an amazing race between all of these guys. Congrats to Joystick Justin for his provisional, unofficial win of the race. Luke Man did get second. Lysis stole third from Pocono. After all the trials and tribulations, Justin was the guy to make it known he was going for a risky strategy coming off the gates, and though it wasn't the strategy that necessarily won him the race, he still came through and held on after his rough restarts and won at the high-speed ring to close off the season. Congrats, Justin. And I do believe as well that may just make the first victory on the season and only victory on the season for Justin. So, big congrats to him, as he wasn't really even able to stick around last week, lagged out of the first race, but comes back in here, makes his presence known, and gets the victory. As we are now about to pop into the chat with our podium drivers, potentially. At least whoever we can get in here to talk. I'm glad my voice held up, and I am definitely not going to have it tomorrow, but I think it was worth it for that race. I hope everyone enjoyed it as well, me doing double duty tonight on commentary. I think for this race, it was definitely worth it. Worth getting to see this event live. Especially the high speed race. Both of these races were incredible, absolutely incredible, bringing out the best of competition here at PRA. Alrighty, welcome guys. First of all, welcome into the man of the hour after that race, Justin. Great job holding on, man, for the race win. I believe that is your first of the season, right? Right. Yeah, we caught... We did catch on board. It was a weird one of those GT7 collisions. Just one of those weird things that happen. But yeah, tough break for Luke. Though Luke, you still held on to second, though. That could have been much worse, but still holding on to second. It was a great battle between you guys coming on that last restart, though. So, Justin, I want to ask you this first of all. So, first start, initial start of the race, starting on pole, bad start, get unlucky, wreck out. Then the second restart, you're up really high yet again, and just another case of unfortunate luck. And then the third time around, after that, starting back on the pole, again gets shuffled back. So after those first, 3 restarts, being up front, having bad luck, once you're up there, the 4th, 5th time, up front, how do you deal with that? How does that feel? Yeah, and I noticed you doing that quite a few times, especially on the last restart, where some guys caught the inside line, some guys caught the outside line, and you were kind of just stuck in the middle, so you just kind of hung on for the ride to see how it stuck out. So, for your only win of the season, congrats, Justin. Great win. Yeah. Everything is talked about and reviewed after if there are issues, so regardless, whatever is decided after this race, great race for all 3 of you, not just you, Justin. But I will go ahead and move on to Luke, getting 2nd place. How you doing? Back in the booth again.
Well, I should be first, but we're here second again, so. He says he drove through me. What's that say to you? It means he drove through me, he wrecked me. He should have been braking instead of driving through my car.
I noticed this race there was just a lot of weird connections, so that is something that will be discussed after the race, of course, with the race officials. So, or outside of that, I guess before the final restart, how were you feeling just overall in this race as it was going back and forth? Really intense race.
All it was just trying not to get wrecked, because I got wrecked by people about 7-8 times that race. Just by people cutting my nose off, by trying to pass me and just smacking me instead. And I mean, it was made clear before that last restart that no wall riding in that second corner, but yet Justin is just sending it along the outside wall, trying to get as big of a gap as he can. So he clearly wall rode, he clearly ran people over all race, and he's just got away with a win.
Well, again, I'll just repeat, since it's not my really place to judge. I mean, broadcast saw what we saw as well, so. But regardless, congrats to you, Luke, for holding on second place, and we'll see how it's ruled after the race as well.
I guess we're taking home second place, number like 11 on the season, I guess.
Yeah. So I will go ahead and move on to the third guy in here. It's not just you two in here. It is Lysos as well. Welcome back to the booth. So looking pretty strong here to close out the season with another podium in hand. How does it feel after this race? Yeah, I think we could all agree it's quite chaotic race for sure. Kind of. Yeah. Right, but we did make it through eventually. Everything will be taken a look at afterward. We'll see. So, again, just closing out on a good note. Congratulations to Lysis, and thank you everyone for coming out. You three guys and everyone else out in the league, Trent and Wolfpack for running it. Thanks to all of you guys and everyone else for making this season happen. So thank you guys for joining me in the booth tonight. So that will do it, everybody. Thank you for coming out to watch these last two races of the season. Such exciting races, especially this last week. Both races were very exciting. Everything after. It's unofficial results, so everything will be reviewed. Everything that happened, especially in this race, as there's maybe some questions about that. But everything will be answered later on, though we can still confirm that Burnout is our series champion. So congrats go out to him for the victory on this season. Congrats to Luke for coming in second place. And congrats to, I believe it's Trent, who is in third place. I will double check that. So thank you everyone, and goodbye. 1 second, guys.